Xbox is promising its users thousands of games spanning 4 generations. So I wanted to bring this up for a couple of reasons. One, we we've kind of been talking about how Sony promised. Well, it wasn't promised. It was a rumor.
It was a
Yeah, it was a rumor that the PlayStation 5 was going to have all these, backwards compatibility features. And you and me, we covered a patent for a cloud emulation service. Um, and that's not what we were thinking at all. So we don't know much about PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility. Sorry, I can't talk. But Xbox, they're making a bold claim. So let me go through some of the things that they're claiming here. Uh, they have a whole team dedicated to backwards compatibility. So
cool.
that's huge. They have a whole team of developer. That's their only job is backwards compatibility. Um, they're claiming thousands of titles in backwards compatibility. That is pretty significant. And they're saying almost every single Xbox One game will be backwards compatible. Now,
I feel like that's like unfortunate. It should every Xbox One game should be backwards compatible.
yes. And I heard the reason that they said, from what I gather, um, the reason that they said almost everyone is because they don't expect all of them to be backwards compatible at launch, but their goal is every single one will be backwards compatible. So they just use that wording so that they don't get blasted if one game doesn't work on launch.
Right.
Yeah. Um, and then many games ranging from the original Xbox and Xbox 360, uh, they're claiming will be backwards compatible. So I just wanted to bring this up because I want to see what Sony's going to do now. You know, um, I mean, what is Sony's response going to be for this? Um, so I mean, what do you think?
Hmm. I think that Sony's response is going to be the same as it usually is, which is they'll just ignore it and do their own thing. The same thing happened with the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X, they touted their backwards compatibility,
Yeah,
you know, and they talked about how they were making all these, and by Xbox, I'm just talking about Xbox One, not just the
yeah,
Xbox One X. In terms of Xbox 360 games and Xbox games, like they were on a roll. Like Ninja Gaiden's now backwards compatible. Star Wars KOTOR is now backwards compatible, and I mean Sony didn't need to do anything about
yeah,
it. They just kept chugging along, doing their own thing. Now, in terms of the actual backwards compatibility for Xbox, I'm super excited. Like, I hope the entire Xbox OG library is available to play. I don't know. I think Outrun is not available to play backwards compatible, but also Otogi.
Otogi. Okay.
Yeah, dude, like Otogi. Come on.
Yeah, yeah,
And 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 then what's it called? And the Xbox 360, just everything should be backwards compatible. I think that would be super cool, and maybe like bring in those old arcade games too.
yeah,
Remember the old Xbox arcade games? Like maybe bring those back. Get some player goodwill in that regard.
yeah,
But in terms of a Sony response, they're chugging along. They've got their exclusives. Honestly, they've got more things that are selling that system that are more valuable than Xbox's backwards compatibility.
yes, yeah,
And that's an unfortunate truth. I wish Sony would care about backwards compatibility. I have a lot of PS3, PS2, PS1 games that I would love if they, had some kind of magic way in their machine to make it look good through that one
yeah,
system
yeah. Me too.
and have low input latency.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Me too.
but say it again.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I would love to plug in a PlayStation 2 game in my in my new Sony console. That would be awesome, you know?
but for now they've got the PlayStation Now service, which is their only it's their streaming version of backwards compatibility.
Yeah,
And I working for them. I mean, if anything, they need to really. I can only see them making that service more
yeah,
robust going forward, and having it a la XCloud, but with PlayStation games.
yeah. I mean, it's almost like they have this sinister plan where they're expecting all the old consoles to die off at some point, and you have no choice but to buy a new console or a service to play your favorite, PlayStation 1 game. But I'm here to tell you it's never going to happen, Sony. It's never going to happen, Microsoft, because
Well,
we have
it's never gonna
geniuses.
happen. It's never gonna happen in terms of whatever hardcore crowd doesn't buy
Yeah,
in, but in terms of like I guess a majority viewpoint,
yeah,
consumers are consumers,
yeah,
and people will buy in just like people are buying into things like all the streaming services that are available
yeah,
now.
yeah. There's definitely a guy somewhere who, he doesn't have much space. Maybe he's in college and he wants to play, name it Otage maybe. And then instead of just
Yeah,
buying an Xbox and getting the game, he will just get their service and download it or whatever, however that works. So, yeah, you're right on that front. But for people like you and me,
but
we're going to keep it alive.
well, here's the issue, and this is, in my opinion, the biggest issue going forward that I guess people just don't care. Uh, and I mean, I don't know. It's really frustrating, and that's rights, the consumer rights.
Yeah.
And when you have games that you want to play and they're delisted and you don't have access to them
Yeah.
anymore, that's a problem, especially if you've purchased them and you can't re-download them again.
Now,
So, and I mean, and that's something that happened recently with the Wii eShop. They delisted everything in that Wii eShop. The only way you can access that is through legal channels now.
yeah.
Uh, you know, and, and right now they delisted on the Switch. And 3 Deluxe is being released on the Switch. Sorry, they delisted the Wii U version
And I
because
covered
they're
that.
re-releasing it on the
Yeah.
Switch.
I covered that last
Then
week.
Forza 3 Horizon, that's also being delisted on the Xbox. But I mean, I believe that's being delisted, and people in the racing community probably know better than most because of music rights. I mean,
Oh, okay.
the Rockstar needed to go back and remove digitally through a patch. So if you were to play Grand Theft Auto 4 right now and you were connected online, you wouldn't be able to listen to certain music that's actually on the disc because they lost the
Okay.
rights
Okay.
to certain music. So the only way to play it without patches that are fix game breaking bugs and
Yeah.
stuff like that is to play it offline.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so like things like that, like I don't have to worry about rights management for Burnout 3 because I have that game on disc, play it on my Xbox.
Yeah.
But with all these newer games and as everything's moving to digital, you have less control over the things you buy. And that's not a good look for
No.
anyone.
No, not at all. Um, so, oh, I do want to tell you one thing. I don't know if this is true, but the developer of the Scott Pilgrim game on the Xbox arcade shop,
Yes.
the one that was removed, he's in talks apparently with Ubisoft to re-release the game. So
Yeah, and that was delisted.
yeah,
It
that
famously delisted.
famously delisted. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I all I can say is that I fully agree with you, and that's why you and me do our best to preserve as many games as we can. So. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this episode of Games I Speak. If you liked the episode, please subscribe and leave a comment below, and we'll see you all next time.